Welcome to Bloomington Today. I'm Kaylin Cockerill. Thanks for joining us. For residents who hike, bike, and walk, you may have already spent some time out on the newly reconstructed Bush Lake Trail. The city wrapped up that project in early August and is already on to its next trail makeover. Construction has begun on the bike and pedestrian trail on Bloomington Ferry Road. The first week of September, crews were out removing the pavement and grading the land. In addition to replacing the trail surface, the steep hill will become a more gradual slope. Pedestrian ramps will be updated, trees will be realigned, and the trail will be widened. Ultimately, the city hopes that this will create a safer environment for bikers and pedestrians alike. The trail restoration at Bloomington Ferry Road is expected to continue through Halloween. We'll keep you updated right here on Bloomington Today about when the trail is back up and ready for residents to enjoy. It's time now for another Pet Project segment where we discuss important issues regarding the city's four-legged residents. Today we'll stop by the Bloomington Animal Shelter to discuss licensing and microchipping your pet. Take a look. Bloomington Animal Control responds to nearly 3,000 animal-related calls each year and creates temporary homes for nearly 600 animals at this shelter, most of which are released back to their owners at some point. One way to help ensure you get your pet back if it ever gets lost or runs away is through up-to-date licensing. However, identification isn't the only benefit.
There are several reasons for licensing. From my point of view, the number one is control of rabies, because you need to provide proof of rabies vaccination. And rabies vaccination of the population is essential to maintaining control of rabies in humans.
And in case the animal is without proper licensing information, a backup method of identifying the owner of a lost pet is through microchipping.
Microchip is just a little bitty microchip that's encased in a glass bead the size of a grain of rice and is implanted underneath the skin on the back of the neck of the animal. It's injected by a syringe, just like that. No different than getting a shot, really, and it's permanent.
With the wave of a specialized wand, a microchip can be detected on an animal. Need proof microchips are well worth it for your pet? Meet Scooter the cat.
We had a stray cat brought in from over on the west side of town a while back, and we scanned it, and lo and behold, it had a chip. Called the microchip place and got the owner information, called the owner, and I think I talked to the husband, and he thought I was crazy at first. It turned out that the cat had been lost in the east side last year, and they had been calling all last summer looking for the cat. Finally they just gave up, adopted another cat, and then this one just happened to drop in and ended up being returned to the owner. So it was a nice story.
And now, as always, on the Pet Project segment of Bloomington Today, we have another animal up for adoption here at the Bloomington Animal Shelter. Bill, why don't you tell us a bit about this cat?
Well, this is a kind of medium haired, I would say, brown tiger. Some people might call it a gray tiger. I think about 14 weeks old, male. Needs to be neutered. Any animal that we adopt from here, the new owner has to agree to get it neutered or spayed if necessary, if it hasn't already happened. This guy would have a month after he turns 6 months old to get that done and returned to us.
Okay.
And he wants to get out and play.
He does. Well, he is up for adoption here at the Bloomington Animal Shelter. And how can someone interested in this cat, or to find out about other cats or dogs or any animal for that matter up for adoption, how can they get in touch?
The animal control number is 952-563-4942. Chances are you're going to get voicemail, but if you leave a message that you're interested in adopting, we will get back to you and let you know what we've got. You can also sign up on the city's website. I believe it's on the first page. There's e-subscribe, and one of the subscriptions you can choose is to the notified when animals are available for adoption. They're posted on the website.
If you'd like to see a complete list of animals up for adoption, log on to the city's website and keyword search adoption. Or you can sign up for e-subscribe, like Bill Forbes said. Anytime an animal is up for adoption, you'll be alerted via email, right to your cell phone or computer. If you live or travel around the 169 I-494 interchange area, you may soon experience some slowdowns if you don't plan ahead. If you reside in the Ensign neighborhood or Friendship Village area, please be aware that some nighttime work around the interchange project is beginning. From 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. nightly, sheet piling will be taking place beginning early in September. The right lane of northbound Highway 169 will be closed during the after dark piling project. MnDOT says the project schedule for the interchange project has slightly changed in response to the impacts of the state government shutdown in early July. The original project schedule had approximately 70% of the project complete by the end of the 2011 construction year and 30% to be completed in 2012. MnDOT says the revised schedule is about 50% completed in both 2011 and 2012. This $125 million design and project will reduce congestion and improve safety. On next week's episode of Bloomington Today, we'll have a MnDOT representative on set to discuss the new roundabouts being installed and the proper way to maneuver them. Fall is right around the corner, and that means kids are back in the classroom and ready to learn. So what better time to gather up your family and stop by one Bloomington event geared toward the city's historical side. Bloomington's River Rendezvous brings history to life, literally. This year's event takes place on Saturday, September 24th at Pond Dakota Mission Park. The goal is to demonstrate the lifestyles of people living in Minnesota between 1800 and 1870. Bloomington Parks and Recreation pulls out all the stops with this event. Actors are in costume, in character, and utilizing storytelling and hands-on demonstration to teach residents of all ages about the everyday lives of Native Americans, fur traders, and settlers living in the Minnesota River Valley. No registration is necessary for the September 24th public day that runs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. River Rendezvous also hosts school days the prior week running from September 19th to the 23rd, where students spend time participating in as many as 10 hands-on demonstrations. Join us for an upcoming episode of Bloomington Today, where we'll be on site at school days to learn a thing or two about Bloomington's living history. It's now time for a short break. When we come back, we're joined by a gentleman coordinating a human services contest you just might want to get involved with. Stay right here.
How do I enroll in Medicare?
What's covered?
How much does it cost?
Medicare can be confusing, but help is available. Learn more. Visit ncoa.org/Medicare or MedicareMadeClear.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We are now joined by Jerry Narin. He is the contest coordinator for Bloomington Human Services' second annual poetry contest. Welcome, Jerry. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, why don't you start by telling residents a bit about the Human Services annual poetry contest? Who is eligible and what are some of the guidelines?
What I'll be reading from can also be picked up at Creekside Community Center on 98th and Penn, or you can go online to the City of Bloomington website, and on the home page, it is only just a few items down. They can click on Learn More, and this flyer will be there in its entirety.
Tell us a bit about the contest.
The contest is for not just Bloomington residents, but there actually is no geographic limitation. Last year we had individuals from out of state, as well as all around the state of Minnesota. And because it's sponsored by the Human Services Division senior program, the program is for adults 50 plus or persons with a disability. That'd be either physical or mental health disability. And the prizes are first, second, third places and 5 honorable mentions.
Okay.
There will also be 5 finalists selected and 5 semifinalists. The prize winners, first place will win $100, second $75, third $50, each honorable mention $25. Wow. And the prize money, as last year, is being donated by an anonymous donor.
Okay. What are the guidelines? You're submitting a poem, one or more than one, or kind of tell us about the pieces that are being looked for, I guess, in this contest.
Well, the guidelines are that an entrant can submit up to 2 poems.
Okay.
Of any length and genre. Means it can be free verse, it can be a sonnet, it can be a sestina, a ballad, of any length. And incidentally, there is no charge for entering this contest.
Okay.
There is no charge. And 2 poems of any length. And the poems, if you submit 2 poems, they should be separate. Mm-hmm. The title of the poem and the poem. Then on a separate cover sheet, completely separate, should be just the titles of the poem or poems and the contact information for the entrant.
Okay.
So they can be informed of the outcome.
Okay.
Their name, address, phone number, email address, and so
Okay.
on. And a self-addressed stamped envelope if you want to hear about the contest results.
Okay, perfect. Well, and we will put up a link for anyone that wants to know all of that information as well. Now, this is the 2nd annual poetry contest. Why repeat from last year? What made last year a success that Human Services wanted to go ahead with this again?
Last year, on very short notice, there were 65 entries.
Wow.
From all over Minnesota, like I said, even outside the state. But that is not what made it successful. What makes a contest successful is not the number of submissions, how few or how many, but rather what the contest does by motivating someone who perhaps sees news of the contest and say, I wrote a poem 15 years ago. And they dig it up and they submit it. Maybe this will inspire them to start writing again.
Absolutely.
It's inspiring, it's motivational, it gives the winners confidence, and the suggestion that if you are a winner, you have promise as a writer.
Absolutely.
That you have promise as a writer. And it's also a validation of all their work, where you write in solitude for ages to finish something like that. With all the self-doubts that go along with it, it gives the prize winners some validation, finally.
That is very, well, I guess probably a lot of what you just answered applies to you as a writer, but what made you want to get involved with coordinating an event like this?
Well, I guess I'll answer that in the way a gull first circles before it lands, which is 2.5 years ago, I approached the city, in particular Creekside, and asked if they had a poetry class. They said they didn't. I said, would you like one? And the coordinator of Creekside Human Services said, we'd love one. We worked very, very hard to put the class together. And last year, I went again to the coordinator of Creekside and I said, well, the classes worked out so well. How about a poetry competition? Mm-hmm. So these were both originated by me. And the city worked very, very, very hard last year on short notice to put it together and is working again very, very, very hard.
Wonderful. Well, tell us a bit about who is judging this contest and what in particular are these judges looking for?
As last year, I will again be one of the judges.
Okay.
And Jerry Anderson, who is the co-senior leader of the book club at Creekside. This will be my 4th or 5th poetry competition that I've judged. And every time I judge one, I always promise myself I'm never going to judge another one, because it is subjective. It's very, very difficult, because every submission has something beautiful in it, something heartfelt, something touching, something moving, some beautiful language. But you somehow or another have to make that determination, and some of the guidelines are in making that determination is not spelling, punctuation, or grammar. I may be one of the very few who do not judge on that. What I judge is on the content, on the message, and my feeling is that if the poem is good enough for publication, the editors will straighten out the spelling, punctuation, or grammar. That's not my job. I have no interest in that. What I am looking for is literary merit. Literary merit. Does what the poems say and how the poet said it rise to a level of art? And another way of looking at that is, there is absolutely nothing new under the sun, only different ways of looking at the same old things. So to this writer, find that new way of looking at the same old thing.
Spoken like a true writer.
Well, and someone I was very, very blessed to study with many years ago once gave their definition of a poem, of a good poem, which was, do you walk in one side of the poem and walk out the other side, a somehow or somewhat changed person?
Okay. When should we have direct viewers or residents or whoever wants to submit a poem to this contest? When do those submissions need to be in by, and where are they going?
The deadline is Friday, September 23rd.
Okay.
And the submissions can be either hand-delivered to Creekside during the business day by 4:30 on Friday, September 23rd, or they can be mailed with a postmark of Friday, September 23rd.
Okay.
Those are the two ways that they can get there.
Okay. And then happening after judging, if you are one of the finalists, what's kind of the next step, I guess? I know there's a kind of a reception taking place.
Yes, it's a pretty interesting period from the submission deadline to the reception for the winners and the entrants, because during that period of time a lot of judging is taking place, and then the city needs time to notify the winners, of course. Last year's was absolutely wonderful. I modeled it under very much similar competitions that I was involved with myself. And last year, all the entrants are invited, of course all the winners. The mayor was there.
Wow.
And speeches were given, and then I introduced the winners, and they read their winning poems.
Oh.
They read their winning poems, and pictures were taken, and all the winning poems were published online on the City of Bloomington website.
Very, very neat. Well, wonderful. We have all of that information and more up on the city's website for anyone wanting to get involved with this. Again, submission deadlines are Friday, September 23rd. Visit the city's website for any more details. It's now time for a short break. We'll be right back.
Movement. Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back, everyone. If you are a senior citizen, you may be interested in stopping by an informational meeting about a new community currently under construction that caters to area seniors. Bloomington City staff was on hand as officials broke ground in late June on the new senior community, Founders Ridge. Today, tremendous progress has been made out at the site located off Hampshire Avenue in South Bloomington.
Obviously, a lot has changed since we started construction in March and since our groundbreaking ceremony in June. Right now, we are in assisted living, memory care enhanced assisted living building is completely framed, and they'll be within the next 30 days working on sheetrocking and insulation. Okay. And then now we're doing our senior apartment building, which is on the 3rd story, is framed in. They'll be working on finishing that up to the 4th story. And they're working on the 1st story of the town center, which is on the south side of the building.
When complete in late spring, Founders Ridge will be transformed into a multi-purpose community featuring independent living senior apartments, assisted living, enhanced care assisted living, and memory care. The idea is to accommodate various types of older citizens in different stages of health, all at one location.
We're really catering to the whole person and also to that person through life, so that when they move to Founders Ridge, they don't have to worry about moving to another location after here. Depending on what their needs are, as those change, they can continue to live here, continue to socialize, and stay in a relatively independent setting where they can take advantage of meals and have staffing available as well.
While construction will continue for the next several months, Presbyterian Homes and Services is offering an informational meeting to anyone interested in learning more about Founders Ridge.
The information meeting is our second one. It'll be held at the Minnesota Valley Country Club on September 21st at 10 a.m. and it's really just a great setting for, it's an informational meeting that's informal, where we go over what's happening here at Founders Ridge, what the next steps are, what's included in rent, what different amenities are here, and what the reservation process looks like before we open.
Restaurant-style dining, wellness centers, a market, library, and chapel are just a few additional amenities planned for Founders Ridge. Again, the informational meeting is on September 21st at 10 a.m. at the Minnesota Valley Country Club. Or you can contact Sheena with Presbyterian Homes and Services at 952-941-5074 for any more information. Now it's time for part 2 of our 3-part hotel inspection series. A few weeks ago, we walked you through the process Bloomington environmental health specialists go through when checking a hotel pool for safety, chemical balances, and cleanliness. Today, we'll take a look at how room inspections are conducted. When people visit hotels, whether it's for one night or several, they essentially make their room their home for that period of time. Bloomington environmental health specialist Monica Loy's job is to make sure that home away from home is clean, safe, and well maintained.
When we do our routine lodging inspections each year, we are looking at basically sanitation in the rooms, and then just to make sure that there is good maintenance of the facility, general good upkeep of the rooms.
In the bathroom of a hotel room, Loy says she looks for mold, broken tiles, general cleanliness of the toilet and sink area, and one inspection requirement that may surprise some.
We check just to make sure that the hot water temperature of each hotel room does not exceed 130. It can sometimes be a challenge if in smaller places that have different hot water heaters carrying to different parts, but for the most part, places do maintain that because we don't want anyone to get scalded from the hot water. And this temperature looks great.
Moving on to the sleeping area of a hotel room, health inspectors check to make sure smoke detectors are in working order. Loy also demonstrates how to look for pests lurking in the sheets.
We're seeing more bed bugs than we used to see. And so what we do when we come in for an inspection is we will pull the sheets back. Usually there might be a mattress pad or something. And bed bugs usually will feed on people at night. Now, I've never seen any here in Bloomington, but the fact is that they are present. They will leave a little spotting here on the mattress. They like to come out at night and then they hide during the day. So you might not see them during the day.
Finally, the perimeters of the room are completely checked to be sure all carpet is intact and without water damage or mold. Loy says hotel housekeeping and maintenance staff are in charge of routinely checking and servicing rooms and either taking care of or reporting any issues they come across. Her experience with Bloomington lodging establishments has far exceeded the minimum state standards. Continue to tune in to Bloomington Today, where we'll round out our 3-part inspection series by visiting a kitchen with environmental health specialists. County representatives are asking for your help in reducing the amount of waste produced in Hennepin County through participation in a unique program. The Choose to Reuse program encourages residents to buy used or rent items before buying new products by offering a free coupon book with special deals from local retailers. Log on to www.hennepin.us/choose-to-reuse. From there, click the link to see the list of reuse retail partners. Popular bike shops, golf retailers, consignment stores, and furniture shops are just a few of the dozens of retailers participating in the Choose to Reuse program. Coupon books are good from October 1st through November 30th. To pre-order yours, fill out the order form on the same site and your coupon book will be mailed to you by late September. And while you're online, you can also order window clings to be placed in your home or car, reminding you to bring your reusable bag when you're out shopping. This is just a small and hopefully effective way residents of Hennepin County can reduce their carbon footprint. And that's all the time we have for today. To get more information on city projects, parks, road construction, and events, visit the city's website. To check out past Bloomington Today shows or other city productions, visit Bloomington's YouTube channel, accessible right from the city's homepage. That and so much more is online right now at www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. If Facebook or Twitter isn't your thing, sign up for eSubscribe to have updates sent right to your email or cell phone. This is Bloomington Today, a presentation of the City of Bloomington's Communications Division. I'm Kaylin Cockerill. Thanks so much for joining us.